everybody. Today we're going to have another homebrew review. This is my base porter 40L with pale chocolate malt and chocolate rye. This was bottled on 3/2/21, 5.27% ABV. I did stop doing these because I was running low on them, on the porters. I wanted to see how they aged. And I just did yesterday the base porter 60L with chocolate rye, and I liked it. I am a coffee fan. Dark, bold, cold is what I drink. So if you're not into that, you might want to let this warm up if you make it. One of the things that I wanted to test is the carbonation. Small pearls, carbonation tablets. 7, I believed, is what was used in this. I just finished one, and I'm keeping an eye on it because it was overcarbed. Now, the last 2 porters that I've drank have been overcarbed. So it'll be interesting to see if this one is. And I would say if it is, obviously, when I make my stouts or maybe make some more porters, I might want to back off on a carbonation tablet if I'm going to let them sit sometimes. So good hiss, a little bit of smoke. This one doesn't look like it's overcarbed. Less sugar maybe? I'm guessing that's the case because usually those small pearl carbonation tablets, it's sugar. The yeast is going to eat it, creating your carbonation in your homebrew. Where if it's attenuated right or over attenuated, you're going to take more of that sugar out of the beer. And because this is 5.27, I want to say that other one was 4 point something. It could just be those sugars in there. I mean, I can get it just in case you didn't see that one, but here's the head on that one, and then here's the head on this one. So yeah, maybe it's the sugar. I'll look at the ABV since I forgot it already. 4.9. So I mean, it's a little bit, but maybe that's just enough. Usually in home brewing, if you're making 5 gallons, and you're using a bucket with a sugar water solution, you have to make sure you're putting in the amount of sugar for the beer that you're going to bottle, not how big your batch was. I think that's one big thing. Bottle bombs. A lot of people on their first home brews or whatever, when they go to bottle the beer, they might say, oh, it's 5 gallons. But if you only draw out 4.5 gallons and you put in 5 gallons worth of solution, you're probably going to be overcarbed. So that's one big thing. And I think that's what could be nice about the small pearls or the big carbonation tablets, is you can be a little bit more precise. I would say in the small pearls, it's a little easier than the bigger ones because it's usually 1 per 12 ounces. So these are 22-ounce bottles. So technically, you wouldn't use 2 of the big ones. Or if you use the small ones, you can kind of gauge it a little bit more. But frothy head, a little tannish in color, pretty much all small. Almost looks like a nitro. I'm just keeping an eye on that one over there. Color, yeah, dark brown in color, brown style. I think I've been saying that a lot. I think you guys are seeing a little bit of brown. If I bring it back here in the light, I'm seeing more, almost a reddish hue, dark hue on each side of it. But yeah, porter all the way. Let's go ahead and smell. Nice roasted malt. Coming through, a little coffee, a little chocolate. I think the coffee is more pronounced than the chocolate. There's a little sweetness behind there, but I like that chocolate rye. I'm not getting a spice note, but it's almost like it brings out that coffee from tasting the other ones or tasting the other ones so far with just that chocolate rye. I think it brings out that coffee a little bit more than I thought it would, but yeah. Maybe a little bit of bitterness in there, darker roasted, between city roast and French roast. I would almost say right in the middle with a little bit of light chocolate in there. But smells good if you're a coffee fan. Let's go ahead and taste. Lighter body, a little watered down. It's a porter. Um, yeah, uh, roast, coffee, a touch of chocolate, bitterness. I think combining both of those malts, maybe I wouldn't say the ashiness, but the malts have brought out a little bit of bitterness and probably letting it age a year. Um, I think it tastes great. It'll be interesting, and I don't think I got it cold, what the 60L version of this would taste like. I wonder if there would be more sweetness, since that Crystal 60 is kilned a little bit longer. I think it would bring out a little bit more sweetness in there. Maybe a little bit more caramel. It does seem like there's a little, I don't want to say burnt, but very roasted caramel sweetness along with that coffee. Maybe burnt chocolate, a little touch of burnt chocolate in the back. So it's giving off that bitterness in there. Yeah, light body, just like you want. I think the ABV is good. I would say for a porter, I like mine 5.5 and below, probably down to a 4.5. I think anything less than that, even though if you let it age a year, I think it'll be okay. It gets kind of watered down, like a watered down coffee, light roasted coffee. But I think this is good. I'm definitely gonna have to brew more with that chocolate rye. Um, it really brings out that coffee. I think I've said back when I first started tasting these. Um, Again, I'm not saying I'm the best. I don't know how a brewery could screw up on a porter. Um, I mean, I as long as you like coffee and some chocolate in there, I don't see how you can make a bad porter. Yes, some are going to be better than others. I think so far from all these tastings, this one is the best. And I think it has something to do with that chocolate rye. I could be wrong. I want to do some ones that have coffee beans in them, some that have cocoa nibs, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, they're pretty easy to make. I think they're easier than like an IPA or especially a lager or something like that. But yeah, yeah, I like this one. This is a good one. If you brewed anything with chocolate rye, put it down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, check some more out over here. And until next time, cheers.